eyes twinkled. "The whispers always know," she said. "And now you do too." She promised to guard the oak's story. Its secrets now shared, its hum a reminder of love that endured beyond time. You shift in the armchair, the shop's warmth sinking deeper into your bones, the tea's flavor lingering like a soft memory. The story of Daniel and the hollow oak fades gently, its mystery resolved in tranquil waves. The bookstore feels quieter now, the whispering hum softer, the shadows gentler, as if at peace with the night. You take another sip of tea, the chamomile soothing your throat, and glance at the window, where the lantern's glow spills into the darkness, blending with the starlight beyond. The oak's shadow hums with its own stories, each book a tale, each shadow a secret waiting to be shared. You wonder about Lillian, about the countless souls who found her shop, about the hollow oak and its quiet wisdom. But your thoughts are slowing, your eyelids growing heavy, as if the oak's hum is lulling you. The fire pops softly, a gentle reminder to let go, to let the story carry you. Imagine yourself wandering the paths of Briarwood, the lantern in your hand, the oak's hum guiding you through the mist. The hollow oak waits, not with answers, but with truths. Truths that feel like home, like peace, like rest. You don't need to find it tonight. For now, the bookstore is enough. Its warmth and quiet wrapping you like a blanket. The armchair holds you gently, its rhythm matching your breath. Inhale, exhale, slow and steady. The night outside is still, the stars keeping watch over Briarwood. You are safe here, held by the firelight, by the tea, by the story. Let your mind drift, let your worries dissolve, like mist fading in the morning light. The shadow of the hollow oak is waiting. But for now, all you need is this moment, this breath, this gentle slide into sleep. The story continues. Not in words, but in the rustle of leaves, the flicker of the lantern, the soft sigh of the night. You don't need to chase it now. Let it guide you. Let it carry you to a place where dreams are soft and kind. Good night, dear listener. Sleep well. The Veil of the Whispering Stones. Hello there, and welcome to Mr. Bedtime Story Channel. I'm so glad you've joined me. Tonight, we'll wander softly through a world where shadows hold ancient secrets, where whispers drift like leaves on the wind, and where mysteries unfold like mist parting over a hidden valley. Some tales will cradle you in warmth, others may stir a gentle curiosity, but all will linger softly, like a dream that hums in your heart. So, find a cozy place. Let your breath slow to a gentle rhythm, and allow my voice to guide you into a dark, serene world of enigma. And perhaps whisper a quiet prayer before you drift into sleep. Close your eyes, dear listener, and let your mind soften like fog settling over a silent meadow. Take a deep breath, feel the cool air fill your lungs with calm, and exhale slowly, letting the day's weight slip away like pebbles sinking into a still pond. Tonight, we're stepping into a story woven with threads of quiet intrigue, where echoes of the past linger in stone and shadow, and hidden truths wait to be uncovered. This tale is for you, crafted to soothe your thoughts and guide you gently toward restful slumber. Settle in, let the world fade, and come with me to a place called Stonehaven, where the mystery of the Whispering Stones awaits. The night is cool and still, the air heavy with the scent of damp moss, and the faint, earthy aroma of ancient stone. You find yourself walking along a winding dirt path, your footsteps soft against the earth, each step blending with the gentle rustle of leaves overhead. The sky above is a deep indigo, streaked with wisps of clouds that drift lazily across a scattering of stars. The path cuts through a forest of towering elms, their branches twisting like ancient hands, their shadows pooling like ink on the ground. You're not sure how you came to be here, but a quiet pull in your chest urges you forward, a sense that something ancient and unspoken waits ahead. The forest is hushed, its silence broken only by the occasional sigh of the wind, or the distant call of a nightjar, its voice soft and haunting. The air brushes against your skin, cool but not unkind, and you pull your coat tighter, its soft wool a comforting weight against your shoulders. Ahead, the trees part, revealing a valley where a small village nestles, its lights glowing like embers in the dark. Stonehaven, the village is called, a place where time seems to pause, where stone cottages with ivy-clad walls stand in quiet vigil. As you approach, a faint sound catches your ear, not a voice, but a low, melodic hum, like the echo of stones singing to one another. It seems to come from a narrow trail leading beyond the village, toward a hill crowned with a circle of standing stones, their silhouettes stark against the starlit sky. A single lantern glows at the trail's start, its flame flickering gently, casting patterns of light across the grass. The scent of wild thyme and damp earth drifts around you, mingling with the cool night air, is less than #0. 5# is greater than drawing you toward the hill. You pause at the base of the trail, taking in the quiet majesty of the scene. The stones feel alive, as if they've been waiting for you. They hum a silent invitation to climb closer. The path is steep but gentle, lined with wildflowers that nod in the breeze, their petals catching the moonlight like tiny mirrors. You reach the hilltop, where the stone circle stands, each monolith weathered but proud, their surfaces etched with faint, swirling patterns. At the circle's center is a small, stone table, set with a steaming teapot and a single cup, its aroma of lavender and chamomile filling the air. A low bench waits nearby, its wood smoothed by time, cushioned with moss that feels soft under your touch. You settle onto the bench, the stone circle encircling you like a quiet embrace, and pour the tea, the warmth of the cup seeping into your hands. As you sip, the hum of the stones grows clearer, resonating softly in the air, and a story begins to unfold, not from a voice or a page, but from the stones themselves, as if they are whispering their ancient secrets to you. Long ago, Stonehaven was home to a woman named Elowyn, known to the villagers as the Stone Whisperer. Elowyn was a quiet soul, her presence as steady as the stones she tended, her eyes bright with a wisdom that seemed to span centuries. She lived in a cottage at the edge of the village, where she cared for the standing stones, cleaning their surfaces and listening to their hum. The villagers spoke of her in hushed tones, calling her the Keeper of Whispers, for it was said she could hear the voices of the stones, stories etched into their surfaces by time and memory. The stones, known as the Whispering Stones, were no ordinary relics. Said to have been raised by an ancient people whose names were lost to history, they were believed to hold the echoes of every vow, every sorrow, every secret spoken in their presence. But the stones had grown silent generations ago, their hum fading after a betrayal that shook Stonehaven, leaving only whispers in its wake. Some said the stones were cursed, others that they waited for someone to unlock their voice, to set their truths free. Elowyn, it was said, knew their secret, but she shared it only with those who sought it with a quiet heart. One foggy autumn evening, a woman named Nora arrived in Stonehaven, her cloak damp from the mist, her eyes heavy with questions. Nora was a poet, her life spent weaving words to capture fleeting truths, her heart restless with a longing she couldn't name. She carried a locket, its surface etched with a spiral, a gift from her mother, who had spoken of Stonehaven in her final days. The locket held a tiny scroll, is less than #0. 5# is greater than its words faded but urgent, hinting that the whispering stones held a truth about her family, a secret buried in the village's past. Nora followed the hum to Elowin's cottage, its windows glowing with a soft amber light. Elowin greeted her with a nod, her silver hair catching the lantern's glow, her hands tending a small fire with deliberate care. "Welcome, Nora," she said, her voice soft as the wind through the elms. "What brings you to the stone's whisper?" Nora opened the locket, revealing the scroll, its ink faint but legible. "I seek the truth it speaks of," she said, "whatever it may be." Elowin's eyes twinkled, catching the firelight. "The stones speak to those who listen," she said, "but their truth is not always what you seek." She offered Nora tea, its aroma rich with lavender and a hint of wild honey, and invited her to sit by the hearth. As Nora sipped, Elowin shared fragments of Stonehaven's lore, tales of a pact made under the stones, of a love betrayed by greed, and of a secret that silenced the stones' song. "The whispering stones," she said, "hold the echoes of hearts left unspoken." Nora felt a stirring in her chest, a pull toward the mystery. "Where can I find their truth?" she asked. Elowin smiled, her expression enigmatic. "It's hidden where the past meets the present," she said, "is less than #0. 5# is greater than handing Nora a small stone pendant etched with a spiral. Follow the whisper, and it will guide you. Nora thanked her, took a lantern from the cottage, and stepped into the misty night, the pendant warm in her hand. The fog was thick, curling through the elms like a living thing, but the lantern's light cut through it, illuminating a path that led to the hilltop. The hum of the stones grew clearer, guiding Nora through the forest, where the air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and thyme. She walked unhurriedly, her breath visible in the cool air, her heart steady despite the enigma. The path climbed gently toward the stone circle, where the stars seemed to burn brighter, their light casting shadows that danced across the monoliths. At the circle's edge, Nora noticed one stone stood apart, its surface etched with deeper spirals, glowing faintly under the lantern's light. The pendant trembled in her hand, resonating with the stone's hum, and she pressed it into a groove in the monolith's base. A soft click echoed, and a hidden panel opened, revealing a small carved box. Inside was a bundle of letters, their pages fragile but intact, written in her great-grandmother's hand. The letters told a story of love and betrayal. Her great-grandmother, Aisling, had loved a man from Stonehaven, is less than #0. 5# is greater than a scholar who studied the stones. Their love was forbidden, opposed by a wealthy family who sought to claim the stone's land for profit. They had made a pact under the stones, vowing to protect their secrets, but Aisling's brother betrayed them, revealing their plan and silencing the stone's hum to hide his shame. Aisling had hidden the letters, hoping one day her descendants would find them and restore the stone's voice. As Nora read, the stone's hum grew stronger, and visions flickered in her mind. Aisling and her scholar standing in the circle, their hands clasped under the stars. Then the betrayal, the stones falling silent as Aisling fled in sorrow. The stones had held their story, waiting for someone to hear their truth. Nora's eyes filled with tears, not of grief, but of clarity. Her own restlessness was tied to her family's unfinished vow, a need to honor their love and restore their legacy. She returned to Elowin's cottage, the letters clutched to her chest, the lantern guiding her through the fog. Elowin was waiting, her smile warm and knowing. Did the stones speak to you? She asked. Nora nodded, her voice soft but certain. They showed me my family's heart, she said. Elowen's eyes twinkled. The whispers always know, she said. And now you do too. She promised to guard the stones. Their secrets now shared is less than #0. 5# is greater than their hum, a reminder of love that endured beyond time. You shift on the bench, the stone's warmth sinking deeper into your bones, the tea's flavor lingering like a soft memory. The story of Nora and the Whispering Stones fades gently, its mystery resolved in tranquil waves. The circle feels quieter now, the hum of the stones softer, the shadows gentler, as if at peace with the night. You take another sip of tea, the lavender soothing your throat, and glance at the stars, their light filtering through the elms, blending with the lantern's glow. The stone circle hums with its own stories, each whisper a tale, each shadow a secret waiting to be shared. You wonder about Elowen, about the countless souls who found her stones, about the whispering stones and their quiet wisdom. But your thoughts are slowing, your eyelids growing heavy, as if the stone's hum is lulling you. The lantern flickers softly, a gentle reminder to let go, to let the story carry you. Imagine yourself standing in the circle, the lantern in your hand, the stone's hum guiding you through the mist. The whispering stones, not with answers, but with truths. Truths that feel like home, like peace, like rest. You don't need to find them tonight. For now, the circle is enough. Its warmth and quiet wrapping you like a blanket. The bench holds you gently, its rhythm matching your breath. Inhale, exhale, slow and steady. The night outside is still, the stars keeping watch over Stonehaven. You are safe here, held by the lantern light, by the tea, by the story. Let your mind drift, let your worries dissolve, like mist fading in the morning light. The veil of the Whispering Stones is waiting, but for now, all you need is this moment, this breath, this gentle slide into sleep. The story continues, not in words, but in the hum of the stones, the flicker of the lantern, the soft sigh of the night. You don't need to chase it now. Let it guide you. Let it carry you to a place where dreams are soft and kind. Good night, dear listener. Sleep well. The Echo of the Silent Bell. Hello there, and welcome to Mr. Bedtime Story Channel. I'm so glad you're here with me. Tonight, we'll drift gently through a world where shadows hold gentle secrets, where whispers carry truths across time, and where mysteries unfold like stars emerging in a twilight sky. Some tales will wrap you in warmth, others may spark a soft curiosity, but all will linger softly, like a melody you hum in a dream. So, find a cozy place, let your breath slow to a gentle rhythm, and allow my voice to guide you into a serene, mysterious world. And perhaps whisper a quiet prayer before you slip into sleep. Close your eyes, dear listener, and let your mind soften like mist settling over a still lake. Take a deep breath, feel the air fill your chest with calm, and exhale slowly, letting the day's weight drift away like petals on a breeze. Tonight, we're stepping into a story woven with threads of quiet intrigue, where echoes linger in the air and hidden truths wait to be uncovered. This tale's for you, crafted to soothe your thoughts and guide you gently toward restful slumber. Settle in, let the world fade, and come with me to a place called Raven's Hollow, where the mystery of the silent bell awaits. The night is cool and crisp, the air carrying the scent of pine needles, and the faint, earthy aroma of rain-soaked moss. You find yourself walking along a gravel path, your footsteps crunching softly, each sound blending with the gentle rustle of leaves overhead. The sky is a deep velvet blue, dotted with stars that shimmer like scattered diamonds, their light filtering through the branches of towering pines. The path winds through a forest, its trees standing like silent sentinels, their shadows stretching long and soft across the ground. You're not sure how you came to be here, but a quiet pull in your heart guides you forward, a sense that something awaits you in the stillness. The forest is hushed, its silence broken only by the occasional chirp of a cricket, or the distant call of a night bird, its voice soft and mournful. The air brushes against your cheeks, cool but gentle, and you adjust your scarf, its soft wool a comforting weight against your skin. Ahead, the trees thin, revealing a small village nestled in a hollow, its lights glowing like fireflies in the dark. Raven's Hollow, the village is called, a place where time seems to linger, where cottages with shingled roofs and stone chimneys stand in quiet harmony. As you near the village, a faint sound catches your ear. Not a ringing, but a low, resonant hum, like the echo of a bell long silenced. It seems to come from a narrow lane branching off the main path, where a single building stands, its silhouette tall and elegant against the starlit sky. It's a chapel, its stone walls weathered but graceful, its steeple crowned with a bell tower that looms in quiet mystery. A single lantern hangs by the entrance, its flame casting a warm golden glow across the cobblestones, mingling with the scent of cedar and old roses. You pause at the chapel's gate, taking in the quiet beauty of the scene. The building feels alive, as if it's been waiting for you, its glow a silent invitation to step closer. The heavy wooden door is slightly ajar, is less than #0. 5# is greater than creaking softly in the breeze, and you push it open, the sound echoing faintly in the stillness. Inside, the chapel is warm and hushed, its pews polished smooth by time, its air filled with the scent of wax and aged wood. Stained glass windows line the walls, their colors muted but beautiful in the moonlight, casting patterns of blues and golds across the stone floor. At the front of the chapel is a small table, set with a steaming teapot and a single cup, its aroma of jasmine and honey drifting through the air. A cushioned bench waits nearby, its fabric soft and inviting, embroidered with delicate threads that trace the shapes of bells and stars. You settle onto the bench, the wood creaking gently beneath you, and pour the tea, the warmth of the cup seeping into your hands. As you sip, the hum of the bell seems to grow clearer, resonating softly in the air, and a story begins to unfold, not from a voice or a book, but from the chapel itself, as if the silent bell is whispering its secrets to you. Long ago, Raven's Hollow was home to a woman named Marion, known to the villagers as the Bellkeeper. Marion was a quiet soul, her presence as gentle as the moonlight, her eyes bright with a knowing that seemed to see beyond the present. She lived in a small cottage beside the chapel, where she tended the bell tower, though the bell itself had not rung in generations. The villagers spoke of her in soft tones, calling her the Keeper of Echoes, for it was said she could hear the stories carried by the bell's silent hum, tales of love, loss, and promises kept in the shadows of time. The bell, known as the Silent Bell, was no ordinary relic. Crafted centuries ago by a monk whose name was lost to history, it was said to hold the echoes of every prayer, every vow, every secret whispered in the chapel's walls. But the bell had fallen silent after a tragedy struck Raven's Hollow, a mystery that left the village in quiet sorrow. Some said the bell was cursed. Others that it waited for someone to unlock its voice to set its echoes free. Marion, it was said, knew the truth, but she shared it only with those who sought it with an open heart. One misty autumn evening, a man named Thomas arrived in Raven's Hollow, his coat worn from travel, his eyes heavy with questions. Thomas was a writer, his life spent chasing stories that felt just out of reach, his heart restless, with a longing he couldn't name. He carried a notebook, its pages filled with fragments of tales, and a letter from his grandmother, written in a trembling hand, urging him to visit the chapel in Raven's Hollow. The letter spoke of the silent bell, hinting that it held a story tied to his family, a truth buried in the village's past. Thomas stepped into the chapel is less than #0. 5# is greater than the hum of the bell enveloping him like a soft embrace. Marion greeted him with a smile, her silver hair catching the lantern's glow, her hands folding a shawl with delicate care. "Welcome, Thomas," she said, her voice warm and steady. "What brings you to the bell's echo?" Thomas showed her the letter, his fingers tracing the faded ink. "I need to know its story," he said, "whatever it holds." Marion nodded, her eyes twinkling with quiet wisdom. "The bell speaks to those who listen," she said. "But its truth is not always what you expect." She offered him tea, its aroma rich with jasmine and a hint of vanilla, and invited him to sit by the chapel's hearth. As he sipped, she shared fragments of the village's lore, tales of a fire that had swept through Raven's Hollow long ago, of a vow made in the chapel's shadow, and of a bell that stopped ringing to guard a secret. "The silent bell," she said, "holds the echoes of hearts left unspoken." Thomas felt a stirring in his chest, a pull toward the mystery. "Where can I find it?" he asked. Marion smiled, her expression enigmatic. "It's hidden where the past meets the present," she said, handing him a small, silver locket etched with a bell. "Follow the echo, and it will guide you." Thomas thanked her, took a lantern from the chapel, and stepped into the misty night is less than #0. 5# is greater than the locket warm in his hand. The fog was thick, curling through the pines like a living thing, but the lantern's light cut through it, illuminating a path that led beyond the village. The hum of the bell grew clearer, guiding Thomas through the forest, where the air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and pine. He walked unhurriedly, his breath visible in the cool air, his heart steady despite the unknown. The path wound upward, toward a ridge overlooking Raven's Hollow, where the stars seemed to burn brighter, their light sharp and clear. At the ridge's edge stood an old cemetery, its gravestones weathered but dignified, their surfaces etched with names and dates long faded. The hum grew louder here, resonating from a small mausoleum at the cemetery's heart, its stone door carved with the image of a bell. Thomas approached, the locket trembling faintly in his hand, and found that it fit perfectly into a groove in the door. With a soft click, the door opened, revealing a narrow chamber lit by a single candle. Inside, the silent bell hung, its surface gleaming with intricate engravings of vines and stars, its presence filling the air with a quiet power. At its base was a wooden box, its lid carved with the same bell motif. Thomas opened it, revealing a collection of journals, their pages filled with the handwriting of his great-grandfather is less than #0. 5# is greater than a man named Edward. The journals told a story of love and sacrifice. Edward had loved a woman from Raven's Hollow, but their bond was forbidden by a feud between their families. They had vowed to meet in the chapel, to flee together, but the fire had trapped Edward in the village, and he had died saving others, leaving their vow unspoken. As Thomas read, the bell's hum grew stronger, and visions flickered in his mind. Edward and his love standing under the pines, their laughter mingling with the wind, then the fire's roar, Edward's courage in the face of loss. The bell had been silenced to hide the pain of that night, but its echo had endured, waiting for someone to hear its truth. Thomas's eyes filled with tears, not of grief, but of clarity. His own restlessness was tied to his family's unfinished story, a need to honor their love and courage. He returned to the chapel, the journals tucked under his arm, the lantern guiding him through the fog. Marian was waiting, her smile warm and knowing. "Did the bell speak to you?" she asked. Thomas nodded, his voice soft but certain. "It showed me my family's heart," he said. Marian's eyes twinkled. "The echo always knows," she said. "And now you do too." She promised to care for the bell, its secrets now shared, its hum a reminder of love that transcended time. You shift on the bench, the chapel's warmth sinking deeper into your bones, the tea's flavor lingering like a soft memory. The story of Thomas and the silent bell fades gently, its mystery resolved in tranquil waves. The chapel feels quieter now, the hum of the bell softer, the shadows gentler, as if at peace with the night. You take another sip of tea, the jasmine soothing your throat, and glance at the stained glass windows, where moonlight paints patterns of color across the stone. The chapel hums with its own stories, each echo a tale, each shadow a secret waiting to be shared. You wonder about Marian, about the countless souls who found her chapel, about the silent bell and its quiet wisdom. But your thoughts are slowing, your eyelids growing heavy, as if the bell's hum is lulling you. The candle flickers softly, a gentle reminder to let go, to let the story carry you. Imagine yourself wandering the paths of Raven's Hollow, the lantern in your hand, the bell's hum guiding you through the mist. The silent bell waits, not with answers, but with truths. Truths that feel like home, like peace, like rest. You don't need to find it tonight. For now, the chapel is enough, its warmth and quiet wrapping you like a blanket. The bench holds you gently, its rhythm matching your breath is less than #0. 5# is greater than inhale, exhale, slow and steady. The night outside is still, the stars keeping watch over Raven's Hollow. You are safe here, held by the candlelight, by the tea, by the story. Let your mind drift, let your worries dissolve, like fog fading in the morning light. The echo of the silent bell is waiting, but for now, all you need is this moment, this breath, this gentle slide into sleep. The story continues, not in words, but in the hum of the bell, the flicker of the lantern, the soft sigh of the night. You don't need to chase it now. Let it guide you. Let it carry you to a place where dreams are soft and kind. Good night, dear listener. Sleep well. The Whisper of the Forgotten Clock. Hello there, and welcome to Mr. Bedtime Story Channel. I'm so glad you've joined me. Tonight, we'll wander softly through the shadowed corners of a world where secrets hum in the stillness, where forgotten things whisper truths to those who listen. Some tales will cradle you in comfort, others may stir a quiet curiosity, but all will linger gently, like a dream that stays long after you wake. So, find a cozy place, let your breath slow to a gentle rhythm, and allow my voice to guide you into a dark, serene world of mystery. And perhaps whisper a quiet prayer before you drift to sleep is less than #0. 5# is greater than close your eyes, dear listener, and let your mind soften like fog settling over a quiet valley. Take a deep breath, feel the cool air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing the day's weight like leaves falling in an autumn breeze. Tonight, we're stepping into a tale woven with threads of intrigue, where shadows hold secrets and time itself seems to pause. This story is for you, crafted to soothe your thoughts and guide you gently toward restful slumber. Settle in, let the world fade, and come with me to a place called Ashwick, where the mystery of the forgotten clock awaits. The night is cool and still, the air heavy with the scent of damp earth, and the faint, bittersweet tang of wood smoke. You find yourself walking along a narrow, winding path, your footsteps muffled by a carpet of fallen leaves, their edges curling in the moonlight. The sky above is a deep indigo, streaked with wisps of clouds that drift lazily across a scattering of stars. The path cuts through a forest of ancient oaks, their gnarled branches twisting upward as if reaching for secrets hidden in the heavens. You're not sure how you came to be here, but a quiet pull in your chest urges you forward, a certainty that this path leads to something waiting to be discovered. The forest is alive, but hushed. The silence, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves, is less than #0. 5# is greater than and the distant hoot of an owl, its call low and mournful. The air brushes against your skin, cool but not unkind, and you pull your scarf tighter, its softness a comforting weight around your neck. Ahead, the trees part slightly, revealing a small town nestled in a clearing, its lights twinkling like fireflies against the dark. Ashwick. The town is called a place where time seems to linger, where old houses with steep gables and weathered shutters stand in quiet watch. As you approach, a faint ticking sound catches your ear, soft and rhythmic, like the heartbeat of the night itself. It seems to come from a narrow street branching off the main path, where a single shop glows with a warm amber light. The sign above the door reads Harrington's Clockworks, the letters faded but elegant, etched in a script that speaks of another era. A single lantern hangs beside the door, its flame flickering gently, casting patterns of light across the cobblestones. The scent of polished wood and wax drifts from the shop, mingling with the crisp night air, drawing you closer. You pause at the threshold, taking in the quiet allure of the scene. The shop feels alive, as if it's been expecting you, its glow a silent invitation to step inside. The door opens with a soft creak, revealing an interior filled with the gentle ticking of countless clocks. Grandfather clocks line the walls, their pendulums swaying in unison, while pocket watches gleam under glass cases, their faces catching the lantern's light. The air hums with their rhythm, a soothing pulse that blends with the scent of cedar and old leather. At the center of the shop is a small, polished table, set with a steaming teapot and a single cup, its aroma of Earl Grey and bergamot filling the air. A cushioned armchair waits beside it, its fabric worn but soft, embroidered with delicate patterns of moons and stars. You sink into the chair, the cushions molding to your body, and pour the tea, the warmth of the cup seeping into your hands. As you sip, the clocks seem to slow, their ticks merging into a gentle hum. And a story begins to unfold, not from a voice or a page, but from the very air of the shop, as if the clocks themselves are whispering their secrets. Long ago, Ashwick was home to a clockmaker named Elias Harrington, a man whose hands crafted time itself, or so the townsfolk said. Elias was no ordinary artisan. His clocks were marvels, each one a work of art, their faces etched with symbols that seemed to hold secrets beyond hours and minutes. He lived above his shop, a solitary figure with eyes that saw more than most, his life woven into the rhythms of Ashwick's quiet streets. The townsfolk spoke of him in hushed tones, is less than #0. 5# is greater than calling him the keeper of time, for it was said he could hear the whispers of moments lost to history, Elias's shop was a haven for those seeking more than timekeeping. Wanderers, scholars, and dreamers came to him, drawn by rumors of a particular clock, one that held a mystery at its heart. It was called the Forgotten Clock, a tall, ornate piece said to have been crafted by Elias's grandfather, its mechanism so intricate it could capture echoes of the past. The clock had vanished decades ago, hidden away after a scandal that shook Ashwick, its whereabouts known only to Elias, or so the rumors claimed. One foggy autumn evening, a woman named Clara Vane arrived in Ashwick, her coat damp from the mist, her eyes sharp with purpose. Clara was a historian, her life spent unraveling the threads of forgotten stories, her heart heavy with a question she couldn't name. She carried a letter, its paper yellowed and sealed with a wax crest shaped like an hourglass, found among her late father's belongings. The letter spoke of the forgotten clock, hinting that it held a truth about her family, a secret buried in Ashwick's past. Clara stepped into Harrington's clockworks, the ticking of the clocks enveloping her like a soft embrace. Elias greeted her with a nod, his silver hair catching the lantern's glow, his hands polishing a pocket watch with deliberate care. "Miss Vane," he said, his voice low and measured, "what brings you to my shop?" Clara unfolded the letter, her fingers trembling slightly, and spoke of the forgotten clock. "I seek its truth," she said, "whatever it may be." Elias's eyes twinkled, catching the firelight. "Truth is a delicate thing," he said. "Like a clock's gears. One must turn gently to see how they fit." He offered her tea, its aroma rich with Earl Grey and a hint of lavender, and invited her to sit by the fire. As she sipped, he shared fragments of Ashwick's lore, tales of a scandal involving the Vane family, a love forbidden by wealth and status, and a clock that held their story in its heart. "The forgotten clock," he said, "does not keep time, it keeps memories." Clara felt a chill, not of fear, but of anticipation. "Where is it?" she asked. Elias smiled, his expression enigmatic. "It's hidden where time stands still," he said, handing her a small brass key etched with a spiral. "Listen to the whispers, and they will guide you." Clara thanked him, took a lantern from the shop, and stepped into the night, the key worm in her hand. The fog was thick, curling around the trees like a living thing, but the lantern's light cut through it, illuminating a path that led beyond Ashwick's borders. Clara followed the ticking sound she'd heard earlier, faint but persistent, guiding her through the forest. The oaks loomed tall, their branches whispering as she passed, and the air grew cooler, scented with moss and pine. She walked unhurriedly, her breath visible in the mist, her heart steady despite the mystery. The path led to a clearing where a stone manor stood, its walls crumbling but elegant, its windows dark save for a single glow in an upper room. The Vane Manor, Clara realized, her family's ancestral home, abandoned since the scandal. The ticking grew louder as she approached, echoing from within. The door was ajar, creaking softly in the breeze, and she stepped inside, the air thick with dust and memories. The manor was a maze of shadows, its halls lined with portraits whose eyes seemed to watch her. Clara climbed a grand staircase, the wood creaking underfoot, and followed the ticking to a locked room at the end of a corridor. The brass key fit perfectly, turning with a soft click, and the door swung open, revealing a small study. At its center stood the forgotten clock, its face etched with spirals and stars, its pendulum still, yet the ticking filled the air as if the clock